Welcome to another episode of my monthly update, my monthly newsletter. I missed last month. I apologize to you. I got sick and it was towards the end of the month, and I was actually sick for it lasted a little while, lost my voice, all kinds of stuff. But we are back. We are back here in the newsroom here to update you guys on what is going on in the building and real estate industry. And as always, I thank you all. Like, subscribe to my content here on YouTube so you guys can watch it. I post new videos each and every week of houses, updates, real estate updates, what to look for, a bunch of different stuff, trying to educate everybody I possibly can. So, with that being said, let's get into this month's update. Here on the construction and real estate market, a lot has gone on within the last month, and the market has shifted since my last video. A lot of you have, I'm sure, heard, a lot of you watch the news, you know what's going on, but I want to dive into it. And as always, let's start with the building world. So National Association of Home Builders has actually come out and said the past year's prices for materials used in residential construction have climbed 20%, but that was also a period of intense demand and insufficient supply, a reliable recipe for sky high prices. So in the building world, just so you guys know, and this is my own personal opinion of what I'm seeing, things have slowed down. The phone isn't ringing as much as it was during season. Obviously, we are in our off season now. People have gone back up north. Florida is not where everybody is flocking to right now that everywhere else is open. So we're in that transition period now where things are actually starting to slow down. Now, around the rest of the country, and I talk to a lot of different builders through my podcast and all that, they are saying they're seeing a similar effect in the building world. I'm in a luxury market, so the luxury market still is active. There's still people building, but it has slowed down. People are taking a cautious approach. I've had customers say, "Hey, we're going to hold off." That I was bidding jobs for, and they said we're going to hold off a little bit and kind of see how things shake out. Now, is it a bad thing that things are slowing down? Personally, I don't think so. Demand was so intense; it was so hard to get certain things. And if demand slows down on the smaller end of things, on the smaller homes, it'll help us in the custom home market be able to keep up on supply, because there's so much demand in smaller homes and tract homes and developments getting built that like trusses and all the other materials, block, there's I heard big builders were hoarding block and so on. They were hoarding materials just to hold on to them and beat pricing. So there was a lot going on. But according to the National Association of Home Builders, with interest rates rising at the fastest pace in decades, housing demand is already beginning to ease. But will that mean material prices are on their way down as well? That's the big question everybody's asking. One thing I've seen, and I brought this up to a customer since I priced out their home last year, is that the lumber prices have gone down in recent months, currently down 48% compared to 1 year ago. That's a big drop in the lumber index. So we are seeing some reduction in actual lumber costs. Other materials are also likely to see prices flatten a little bit as demand slows down. So steel mill products and ready mix concrete are prime examples. Steel mill products have increased 105.6% since January 2021, which is insane, but have declined 3.1% thus far in 2022. So they are going down after that massive increase. And prices for ready mix concrete are up 12% since the start of 2021, but have only increased 3.2% since the beginning of 2022. Now in Florida, we are different. We use a lot of concrete down where I am. So I haven't seen the fluctuation in the concrete prices yet, but hopefully with that slowdown in the demand of the development projects, things might change a little bit here on that material as well, but we shall see. So does it mean material prices are going to go down? This is my opinion. Yes, some of them, but others not so much, just because if gas prices are the way they are and continue to go up, fuel drives the economy. If fuel continues to go up, products will go up. So if we can stabilize gas prices or bring them down, hopefully, then I think things are going to change. But right now, because the gas prices the way they are, obviously it takes gas to ship things. We don't have electric trucks all over the road. Fuel runs the economy, fuel runs everything. If they're up, prices go up because you got to pay more. Simple economics. So Reuters here talked about housing construction appears to be undergoing a transition, with the sector caught between sharply rising mortgage rates and declining affordability on the one hand, and supply chain constraints on the other, that continue to result in rising backlogs of projects. So this is what I kind of talked about. There is a backlog in projects. There is kind of slowing demand. There's a lot of builders finishing out projects that they had. With interest rates being up, obviously that's going to slow down the people taking out loans to build, buy, so on, because obviously the rates are almost double of what they were a few months ago. Money costs more now to borrow. That's going to kind of bring down that demand, and hopefully supply can catch up. But what they're saying is, for supply to catch up, you need the workers. Are we going to have the workers being able to work to produce more supply for us? We shall see in the future. We all wish we had a crystal ball to predict all this stuff, but we can kind of only go off our gut instinct. So marketplace, builders expect home sales and the housing market in general to slow down. This is from analyst Rose Quint, who said construction and borrowing costs are rising. Interest rates hit from both ends. At the builder's side, it's on acquisition, development, and construction financing. And then on the buyer side, obviously on the mortgages. So just what I talked about, these builders, they're not pulling out money to build these developments as much. That's going to slow down the demand. Obviously demand's going to slow down as well from the buyer, because they're not going to take out a loan because loans cost more money. CNBC, 6 consecutive monthly declines for the HMI is a clear sign of a slowing housing market and high inflation. Slow growth economic environment, said National Association of Home Builders Chairman Jerry Conter. The entry-level market has been particularly affected by declines for housing affordability, and builders are adopting a more cautious stance as demand softens with higher mortgage rates. So the smaller houses are what's taking the hit right now. In cash-heavy markets, you're not seeing it yet as much. What's slowing down a little bit on the cash-heavy market is people just trying to wait and see what's going on, but prices have declined in some areas of building material, like I just said, with lumber. But there's a lot of wait and see out there, and a lot of money was tied up in the stock market as well. Obviously, that changed a lot of things for some people with the stock market decline that just happened, cryptocurrency decline, and now we get into real estate too. What are we seeing in real estate? So Zillow, recent Zillow survey showed, but actually, let me go back to building. So my assessment on building, yes, we are slowing down. I talked to a subcontractor of mine. He deals with a ton of builders in Naples as well, along with Marco Island, our general area. And he said all his back end work, his new work has dramatically slowed, even on the high end of things as well. So he told me about that the other day, and I said, yeah, we're kind of not seeing as much right now, but obviously being on the off season, I'm still getting a positive outtake on things. I'm still working with a few customers that are looking to build things right now. We're working on contracts, we're working on plans. So we are okay, but there's a lot of other builders, but we've been around for a long time, obviously, too, very good reputation. But there's a lot of new builders, I think, that are struggling. And I think what's going to happen to a lot of the builders that came in with super low pricing, it's going to catch up to them, because it's kind of that, I've talked about this, that rob Peter to pay Paul effect. The guy in the back is obviously the guy that's going to get burnt. The guy in the front's going to get their house finished. And it's going to tail in and just catch up to that guy in the back end, because they're not going to be able to afford to keep building the houses. And we've seen this before in the past. And I think this is all kind of starting to happen. As long as materials and so on continue to be where they are, it's going to hurt people because they're not getting as much work to keep themselves going. But on the high end, we are okay. We're still dealing with some struggles as far as appliances and other materials. I just sent out a letter to some of the customers that are going to be watching this video about concrete struggles right now and getting concrete delivered. The local concrete company that I use sent out a letter to me. I forwarded that to my customers just so they can read that from the main distributor of concrete, from the main distribution center there, and talking about further delays with concrete and material and possible price increases because they're still trying to meet demand and finish up what they have too. So we've been experiencing that with pools and in general, slabs, tie beams, block work, so on. It's just been hard, and we've had to completely pivot our building business to try and order stuff well ahead of when we used to, just so we can keep things coming. We have to get storage units for appliances. It's just been a whole different building world. So anyway, let's go into the real estate end now. Obviously, I'm a real estate broker. I deal with a lot of real estate as well. So a recent Zillow survey showed that 60% of housing experts believe we're not in a bubble, citing a strong fundamentals such as a scarce inventory and shifting housing preferences as the reason for a double-digit home price appreciation over the last couple of years. With rates rising, money isn't as cheap as it was a few months ago, which might sideline investment activity, a move that could help some buyers gain some footing. All right, nice of Zillow to write this article, but in my opinion, and I'm a realist when it comes to real estate, you like that, but in my opinion, real estate is starting to flatten out a little bit. The market's not crashing by any means, but the peak is done. We saw the peak that is gone. So if you were going to get the most out of your home, we're past that point right now. We're kind of on the decline. I don't think it's going to be a full-on crash. There's just not enough variables for it. But what's going to pull it back, obviously, is higher interest rates, but that's in a certain pricing range. So Naples had a lot of success in the high-end market. There was a $22 million house that sold in Port Royal this past month. So they are still selling higher priced homes, which is cash heavy buyers are still out in the market, but buyers are starting to have more choices again. More inventories coming on the market, giving buyers more choices, making buyers more picky, which is slowing obviously the days on market. So houses are sitting a little bit longer. Also, if houses are not priced right, they are not going to sell. If they're way overpriced, they're not going to sell. I watched a video, I think it was by Patrick Bet-David, and he actually talked about where pricing needs to be on houses if you're thinking about selling. Dave Ramsey, I think, might have said something like this. I watch a lot of YouTube, but they were talking about, I can't remember which one or who it was, but they were talking about if your average sale price is $1 million, and basically your comps are all at $1 million, you should be listing your house at 900 below that comp, because everybody right now is using the comps from our past market that was on fire. Things were selling real quick, selling in 2 days, whatever. So if you go below that, you're still going to make a ton of money on your houses, because real estate in general has gone up like 30% within the last year. Don't quote me on that, but that's just an example. It's just an insane amount. But you're still going to sell your house and make a good profit. If you bought your house, let's say 2 years ago, you're going to make good money still, because you've almost doubled your money on your house as it is in these general areas. Talking about my specific area, there's a lot of other areas similar to our area around the United States, but I'm talking about my specific area here. in Naples and Marco Island. So that's your strategy. But if you're pricing way too high, you're not going to sell. Gone are the days of the overpriced house. People have selections now. They're waiting and seeing what's going to happen with the market. I have a few customers I'm working with too right now that it's kind of that wait and see. More and more listings are popping on the market. Is there going to be a crash? I don't think so. Is there one in the future? Who knows? I'm not the one that's going to predict that, but I can just be honest with people because a lot of realtors are telling you the market's still on fire. You got to do this, this, and this. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Things are starting to flatline a little bit and starting to go down. You're seeing more price reductions on houses. So let's go into the stats here. Overall inventory was up 59%. This is for May. So May year over year. So May 2022. Overall pending sales down 36%. So inventory's up, pending sales down. What's that mean? Market's starting to shift, right? Median close prices up 40%, which is a good thing. New listings up 8%. These are the May stats. Obviously, we're at the end of the month of June here, so those won't come out till July. Overall closed sales down 25%. Days on market down 63%. Let's go into Marco. Here's your Marco. They had a total inventory of homes and condos down 0.4%, which is nothing. Total closed properties, 121. Closed properties was down 36% on Marco Island. Total volume sold was down 19%. Homes, let's go into houses here. Homes sold down 50%. Medium sell price was still up 22%. That's still good. Average days on market down 55%. So things are shifting here. Condos down 31% as far as condos sold. Sale prices up 41%. Average days on markets down 67%. Let's go into lots. Lots sold down 9%. Medium sell price up 150%. That has to do with a lot of the inventory on Marco Island. There's like none when it comes to lots. I'm looking for a lot for somebody right now. Average days on market was up 2%. So we're in the midst of a shift. Things are shifting in the market. This is breaking news. Things are shifting. Things are starting to change. Now, next month should be interesting. Now, personally, I think we're already in a recession. They just haven't officially announced it. But if that is down, they will officially announce it, which is going to change things again. We're in a recession. Recession, everybody kind of freaks out, but there is a lot of opportunity during a recession. So this shift, personally, things can't keep going up. People freak out. Like I said, I'm a realist. A little leveling of this real estate market and having things level out a little bit will create more opportunity for buyers, making a healthy real estate market, because it just was getting too nuts out there. I know the realtors love it when things get crazy. I'm obviously a real estate broker, but things are going to get a little bit harder. Then things are going to change here coming up. So market report, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helped you a little bit. If you guys have any questions, comment below, reach out to me, message me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're at. Reach out. I appreciate each and every one of you watching every single month. Share this too. Please share this with your friends and family, spreading the word on this newsletter and my YouTube channel, trying to get this thing growing and be more consistent with it. Now I'm going to post some old videos that I had from another YouTube channel that I'm going to bring over that were educational as well. So we're going to get to work on this. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July. God bless America. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys on the next update 1 month from now.